Hello guys and welcome back to Spoken Essays. I am Harshil Vora and you are watching. Well, we're going to begin with something new today. We finished the JavaScript certification course and now we're going to learn front-end development libraries. So that's what we're going to learn today, from today, and we're going to finish that course however long it takes, maybe a week, just like we saw with JavaScript. It took us almost a week to finish JavaScript. I think 12, 13, 14 days to finish JavaScript. So almost 2 weeks, just like I guesstimated. Yeah. So we're done with that. I'm going to give you guys a quick recap of what we've been doing for 2 weeks, 3 weeks so far. So let us get into that right away. Right, so now you can see my screen is somehow unscaled. I scaled it back and now you can see me. Great. Right, so let's look at the quote of the day. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. I mean, yeah, good things and bad things in life, you have to endure the pain so that you can experience the sweet fruits of fitness life. Experience the pain when you're exercising so that you do not fall ill, fall sick and whatnot. Right, so looking at this, we finished responsive web design in almost 5 days, 3 or 4 days, maybe a week. I think, yeah, we finished responsive web design in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. And then we began with JavaScript algorithms and we finished that. I can actually check, can't I can check my progress. Yeah, I think somewhere here on 1st June, maybe somewhere around this date, maybe 4th June, no, so on 7th June we began our journey and we worked for 4 and so many days, and then I think 79 points. So I think we began with JavaScript somewhere around this 2 weeks. We will know. 90, oh my god, some all primes, June 7, that takes me back. Learn HTML by building a cat photo, that we began with that on 12th of March. Right, 12th March को किया था ये सब. Then of course, so we've been at this since 12th March, only 12th March. Wow. And we went through these cat photo app, all of that, and front end development and everything right now. And we received the 2 certifications, of course. Now we go to front end development. We finished these 2 since what? In how many days? We can guess. If you think about it, 12. So 1, 2, 3. Well, this would be the 3rd week. So 2 weeks to end work. What? 1 and 2 and 4. So what? 18 days. In 18 days we finished the first 2 projects. Now we can start with front-end development library certification and see what it's about. Nice. Right. So what does this say? Front-end development libraries. Now that you're familiar with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Just a second. Oh, sorry about that. I had a phone call to attend. Right. So where were we? Right. Yeah. So now we're going to. You're right. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I lost myself. Lost composure. Right. So we are familiar with. Oh, these guys are very. These guys are also frank about it. Now we are familiar with HTML. Now that it's not that we know HTML and CSS. Now we are familiar with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is a very good term to refer to. Do we have? Yep, we have one viewer. Thank you for joining. Right. So now we are familiar with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Level up your skills by learning some of the most popular front-end libraries in the industry. So now we're going to learn, that. In the front-end development libraries certification, you'll learn how to style your site quickly with Bootstrap. Okay, just a second. Yeah, I keep getting messages. We can take care of messages later. Never mind. What I'll do is I'll connect this to that. So you go on your own. Right. In the front-end development library certification, you learn how to style your site quickly with Bootstrap. So now we're going to learn what Bootstrap is. I've come across the term Bootstrap before. Bootstrap is, of course, to can you guys even see that? Bootstrap is to work with your own resources. I mean, the term itself. On a loop at the back of a boot used to pull it on, right? So there are different meanings. The first meaning of Bootstrap is a loop at the back of a boot used to pull it on. I think that's for something like shoes. When they say boot, I think it's for shoes. What we can write is define Bootstrap. Well, let's see. So a loop at the back of a boot. If you have I'm sure you guys have worn shoes before. So if you think in those terms, this is what a bootstrap is. This thing, that's a bootstrap. It's a loop, right? What other meanings does it have? In computing, a technique of loading a program into a computer by means of a few initial instructions which enable the introduction of the rest of the program from an input device. Quite a self-explanatory, right? And it is also a front-end framework, which probably is completely different than what we think it is. Most probably, I would say then. Right. Now we go back to this. Then as a verb, it is fuller form of boot. Boot means, of course, to boot up. I mean, device boots. You boot your PC, you boot up your computer, and so on and so forth. You start your computer, you turn it on, you boot your computer, right? And it says what? So Bootstrap is a free and open source CSS framework directed at responsive mobile first front-end web development. It contains HTML, CSS and JavaScript based design templates for typography, forms, buttons, navigation and other interface components. Languages include CSS, JavaScript, Sass, less. Is less? Yeah, that must be a language thing. And SAS must be software nope, that is a Sass. It's Sass, not Sass. So Sass is a preprocessor scripting language interpreter. Right. Sass. Syntactically awesome. Syntactically awesome. Wow. That is a phrase you do not come across. Syntactically awesome style sheets. Do they look extremely awesome or what? SCSS looks like this section and CSS looks like this. So must be something. Section class 1 must be about the syntax. It is syntactically awesome. Sass. What people do something like that, right? Anyway, so also less is a dynamic preprocessor. So these three things work with Bootstrap. So how to style your site quickly. So basically, I don't want to spend working on CSS then we'll probably learn how to work on Bootstrap. I have no clue what this entails. You know what, let's not assume, let's see what happens. You'll also learn how to add logic to your CSS. Logic as in if, and, or, and I think a lot of JavaScript code somewhere in there. Later you'll build a shopping cart and other applications to learn how to create powerful single page applications with React and Redux. So I've come across React before. A friend of mine said, you must have noticed him in the previous live videos. His name is Sarthak, and oh yeah, he also awarded me a medal in the comments yesterday. So he also works with React.js. So yeah, that's how I know about React, but in general I have no clue what it is. Right. Later you build a shopping cart. So later you will. So I think this shopping cart must be a UI based thing, and we'll probably make it as our project. Maybe not. Right. Then what? Other applications will learn how to create powerful single page applications. Right. Maybe can we call Google Form a single page application? Let's see. Single page application to be more responsive and to closely replicate the desktop application to a native app. Right. Examples, please. What is single page? Example, please. Okay. Examples. Single page applications. Right. Initial request, HTML, Ajax, JSON. Easy to debug. This does not list examples, or maybe I got fed up. Yep, Mozilla's definition. We love Mozilla's definitions. Because why? Because freeCodeCamp itself links Mozilla's docs. So that's why I got happy. Right, I got cheerful. An SPA is a web app implementation that loads only a single web document and then updates the body content of the single document via JavaScript API, such as XML, HTTP request, and fetch when different content is to be shown. I see. I understood nothing. I'm going to read that again. Web app. So I kind of know what web apps are. I mean, you can think of Google itself as a web app. I mean, Google Drive is a web app. It's only a single web document and then updates the body content of the single document via JavaScript API, such as I see. In that case, Google Docs are web apps. If I write docs.google, I mean Google Sheets are also web apps then. You think about it, because the data changes. You enter something and then it actually changes. Maybe we can take some page. I took this. Maybe not too political. Right. Japanese. Why is that here? Right. Niti Ayog. Interesting. I have Niti Ayog in my docs. Right. Cool. Nope. So this is what we, I think, can call a Google Doc. Niti Ayog. If I change this, it changes at that moment. It's called added portion ball size. That's the folder that appeared immediately the moment I clicked on this. Can you guys see that? Right. And then heading. If we edit this document, it will edit itself. When I click on this appears, and it's all in the same page. Google Doc. This suddenly appears. So I think this is what single page applications are like. I'm not sure really, but I have some idea now. Right. With React, we'll use a language called React and reduce noise. Right. And what do we have in courses? I think we'll have 10 or something courses. So we have Bootstrap, 31 lessons. Then jQuery 18 lessons SAS or syntactically awesome. That is really cool. Syntactically awesome style sheets is a language extension of CSS. It has features that aren't available in basic CSS, which make it easier for you to simplify and maintain the style sheets for your projects. Very cool. Then we go through React. React is a popular JavaScript library for building reusable component-driven user interfaces for web pages. I think maybe because with this we'll probably get rid of that @media rule. Maybe @media rule. We'll see. Then what? Then we have Redux. In Redux we'll go through Redux, what Redux is. Then we'll learn a combination of React and Redux. Maybe we'll go through that. Then we'll work on projects. So that's about it. That's what we'll do with front-end development libraries projects. And we have 5 projects here. I'm not going to read that yet. We will read that later. It is interesting. Drum machine, markdown previewer. I think drum machine is maybe you click on a button and drums start playing. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Right. Then we'll build a random quote machine. So, right, that would be useful. Random quote machine. If you keep your eyes here, if you go to freeCodeCamp, you'll see a random quote appear every time. Every time a new quote appears, presents itself. Right. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go through 7 courses. Hopefully they won't be very short. Maybe they, I would love it if they gave us a challenge. Each more difficult than the last. That would be a challenge. Each more difficult than the last, wouldn't it be? Right. So let's work on that. Oh, I see that. Oh, you guys can't see me, right? Oh, sheesh. Sorry about that. Yeah, welcome back. Right. So this is what we are going to work with in probably 7 days or so, 7-8 days, maybe 9 days, and we'll continue with what we have been working. We'll finish all the freeCodeCamp courses, but for now let us go through Bootstrap. Now Bootstrap is a front-end framework used to design responsive web pages and applications. It takes a mobile-first approach to web development and includes pre-built CSS styles and classes, plus some JavaScript functionality. Okay, yeah, that's pretty clear actually. Right, mobile-first approach. Hello Sarthak, hello, thank you for joining. Learning Bootstrap now. In this course you'll learn how to build responsive websites with Bootstrap and use its included classes to style buttons, images, forms, navigation and other common elements. We are going to build a Google form, maybe. You know what? Yeah, not a Google form, maybe something more complicated. We will see. Oh, thank you for the support, Sarthak. It is, you say it's very easy. I'll soon learn it. Okay, no problem. I'll learn it very soon. Cool. Yeah, so we'll learn navigation, forms, buttons, and so on and so forth. Nice. We begin. Right. So what does this say? Use responsive design with Bootstrap fluid containers. You know what? Without further ado, let us begin. I see. They've already done something to this. That must be some kind of font with red color. Oh, before I read all of this, I'm going to take a look at what the output is like. So this is what the output looks like. We have H1, H2 maybe, and it says click here for cat photos. That's an href link. So now if you keep your eyes and ears open, you'll see. I mean, you guys do keep your eyes and ears open anyway, but yeah, right. If you see, we'll probably have all HTML code written for us now, probably. right? Yeah, and I think if you remember, we had all of this in the first cat photo app too, except for this. That's new. An image that is stored inside a div, and then div has been, wow, okay. You can see that's a square image that is stored inside a circle, and that circle has a green border which is too thick to, according to me, we'll see. Okay, so what does this say? Use responsive web design with bootstrap fluid containers. So there is something called fluid containers, right? In HTML5, the fifth version of HTML and CSS section of the freeCodeCamp, we built a cat photo app. Yes, we did. This time we'll style it using the popular Bootstrap responsive CSS framework. Okay, Bootstrap will figure out how wide your screen is and respond by resizing your HTML. And is the name responsible? Yes. So Bootstrap, I think, takes care of that at media at rule altogether. Hopefully, it says it will figure out how wide your screen is by itself. Yes. This time we'll start. Yep. Right, responsive. With responsive design, there is no need to design a mobile version of your website. Yes, very cool. It will look good on devices with screens of any width. So bye width equals device hyphen width. But we'll still remember it. We will remember it. We can't forget it. We will use it. Right. You can add Bootstrap to any app by adding the following code to the top of your HTML. So again, we use the link attribute. Well, this is the link element, not the attribute. So we're going to use the link element, and it has the attributes relation style sheet. So we're going to connect a style sheet, and it says href max CDN. So max must be something. CDN is content distribution network, of course. Max. Then we have bootstrap CDN. So bootstraps CDN. So this is the subdomain. Right, this is the top level domain. Then we have Bootstrap, and then version 3.3.7. There might be different versions of it. CSS Bootstrap. So this is the path, the https path.min.css. So we are looking for a CSS file. We are connecting a CSS file. Very good. And it says integrity. So this integrity is probably for encryption. You can see SHA is here. SHA is secure hash authentication 384. I don't know what that means. Maybe SHA 256 is the only thing I know yet. This is the SHA key, and we have cross origin anonymous. Right. I have no clue what this attribute means or this, but by integrity I can understand this must be for security. Very cool. Right, so in this case we've already added it for you to this page behind the scenes. Note that using either greater than or slash greater than to close the link tag is acceptable. So I think what they're trying to get at is, with self-closing tags, you can either put a greater than sign or / greater than sign. Either are accepted when we are dealing with self-closing tags, not only link tag. Sorry, come on dude, scroll. No, it won't scroll. Yeah, so you can see the self-closing tag here. So that way we can understand that it is in fact a self-closing tag. Right, to get started we should nest all of our HTML except the link tag and style element in a div element with the class container fluid. Cool. This looks, what can we do about this? I want to resize. Right, so we've already linked a font file that says lobster. Right, now what do we want to get started? We should nest all of our HTML except the link tag and the style tag. So instead of the styles.css file, they put all of this in the style element itself. Very cool. What do they want in a div element with the class container fluid? So I think this code till, I don't know. Oh, where is HTML end? What? Interesting. I do not see an opening HTML or closing tag. Interesting. Okay, must be for some reason. Must be there for some reason. Right. We write what you want to contain this in a div, right? Div class container fluid hyphen fluid close. The moment I did that, you can see some spacing was applied. Nice. You can see it moved. Must be because of this. H2 no, red text no, font family P, thick green border no, smaller image. I know we did something, and the moment I added a div, the div itself moved. Where is container fluid? Container fluid isn't in here. Interesting. Right, and we also close this. Nice. Done. 3% complete. Container fluid. बस इतना ही था. सही है. The div element should have the class container fluid. The div element should have a closing tag. All HTML elements of the closing style tag should be nested in container fluid. Done. Lasagna. Submit in, go to next challenge, and we could also download our solution, my solution. Basically we placed all the text in a div. That's it. The moment I placed it in a div, it moved from left to more to the right. I don't know why it did that, because I can't see any spacing in here. We can see p tags, but nothing's covered in p tags. It's h2 with class red text. I don't see red text being center aligned, or the entire HTML file being aligned. I can see border with style, but that's for the thick green border that's wrapped inside the color, the cat's image. Yeah, I have no clue why or how. Maybe they're going to mention that. They'll explain it later. Fine. Make images mobile responsive. First, add a new image below the existing one. So we scroll down where the existing image is. This is the existing image. We go to what? Top 3 things. No. Cat's love. No. This must be the a tag. Inside we can see there's an image. Right. First, add a new image to the below to the existing one in here. Set its source attributes to this. It would be great if this image could be exactly the width of our phone screen. It would be. Fortunately, with Bootstrap, yes, all we need to do is add the image responsive class to your image. Yes. Why? Because why? I think they're showing us. Yeah, I think container fluid must be connected to the what we can say, to that link that we just saw in the previous part. The moment we give it the class image responsive, it will become responsive, because we've linked it to Bootstrap, right? So that's a Bootstrap library. I see. Anyway, we continue. I'm also going to put in a tag. Not right now. Maybe we're not supposed to put the a tag yet. You can see. Yeah. Right, fine. And they've also given us a space for us to write. Image opening tag. I think they're self-closing tags. Oh sheesh. No problem. Okay. Right. The image tag needs to be wrapped inside the a tag. Fine. We'll wrap it inside an a tag. Oh yeah, but image is a self-closing tag, so I can close it over here itself. Yes, cool. Right, now we give it the class image responsive img hyphen sorry, SPONSIVE. Right, nothing yet because we haven't given it a link. We haven't added the source attribute. Now we paste the source attribute, I mean the link. The moment we do that, we will have another image of a cat with us. You can see the size of the image gets smaller, decreases. Of course, after one point it doesn't, try to expand itself. Oh, and the moment I do this, it's smaller now. It gets as small as possible. Very cool, actually. Very cool. Right. I think we'll be done with this by in an hour or so. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. 3 घंटे में तो पूरा bootstrap खत्म कर देंगे क्या? Anyway, we continue that. Excuse me, just a second, please. Sorry about that. Yeah. Right. Now we're going to make them mobile responsive. First, add a new image below the existing one. अबे अच्छा ये कर दिया नहीं? Right. Done. 6% complete. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Center text with Bootstrap. Now that we're using Bootstrap, we can center our heading element to make it look better. All we need to do is add the class text-center to our h2 element. What do you mean? Text-center. We also give it a property to our h2 element. Add the class. So we may have written text.center. No. Right. Remember that you can add several classes to the same element by separating each of them with a space like this. Yes, we remember that. But where is that? We can center our heading element to make it look better. Right, h2. Where is text center? Your h2 element should be centered by applying the class text-center. So I think we're not using any CSS code right now. We're only going to center it with HTML and Bootstrap. Maybe the CSS part will come later. Right. What do you want? H2. All H2? Only one. There's only one H2, I think. Right. We're supposed to give it not only the class of varied text, but also a class of text-center. Done. Right. Is this front end? Maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets better. You know what? Yeah. Maybe. Right. Okay. Now we've finished with 10% of this. You know what? I'm going to finish maybe 15 minutes more of this. Then maybe I can freshen up and then come back and work on this right now. Okay. Right. So create a Bootstrap button. Bootstrap has its own styles for button elements. Noise. Which look much better than the plain HTML ones. Noise. Create a new button element below your large kitten photo. Right. New button. There is an element called button and they are telling us to create a new button element. Right. Give it BTN and BTN default classes as well as the text of like. Now I do not know whether the button element is self-closing. I do not remember, but we'll see. Below your large kitten photo, which is this large kitten photo. After that is a UL. I believe they want us to put the text here. I hope. Oh yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, that's why 15 minutes. Right, because it was yawn. Right. What do you want? So button. So BUTTON. then button close. Right, was there a button before? That entire thing became a button. Wow, this entire thing is a button now. It's funny. Right, so we need that, then we need a closing button tag so that it stays there. Small cute button. Now we write in here like, like. Yep, it is, I mean, it's literally the same. The submit button and the like button are literally the same. What do you mean? Right. Oh, we also give it some classes, btn and btn default. So the default button, right, by bootstrap looks better than the default HTML button, I believe. If I simply write btn, what does it have? What happens? So first thing happens is it removes the border and the color, maybe not the color, I think. Right, yeah, the background, the border is removed. The border width is changed to 0 and it looks bigger, right? So that's what the button class does. And we write button hyphen default, then the background becomes transparent. When you hover over it, the color will change, otherwise it will be maybe transparent, maybe white. I think it's going to be white. One way we can find out is with styles. If I write body.html background hyphen color to be red, right, nothing happened. New, that is new, that is extremely new. Background color red, right. I can see there's no color here. Border color, background color. Maybe if I make it body, body, right, yeah, you can see the color of the button it's become completely white. Maybe not completely white, some color of white, some variant of white, because we can't see complete white. I mean, we can see, but looking at complete white and complete black creates a contrast that's hurtful to the eyes. So we see milder versions of white and black everywhere. It's not exactly white or black, right? Shades of, if you don't know what I'm talking about, simple bata deta hu. Apple, if you go to the apple.com website, this color you see here, if you think this is complete white, it is not. If I go to inspect element over here, wow, class, right. If I select this body and let me resize this, if I scroll down over here in the styles section, if we not here, if you see here, the color is F7, F5, F7. It's not 0000 or FF. Sorry, it's not FFFF. You can also see this is FFF, F7. Right. And if I remove this color, the body, the color will still stay there because of the body element. This, right. Interesting. So this is not actually completely white, it's a lesser version of a darker shade of white. Maybe if you can see here, right. It's the same with Google too. I think google.com, yeah, I'm using dark mode, but with light mode, again you can see the difference in the shades here. This shade here and this shade here, and this shade is not that shade is also not black. Don't believe me, right? We don't want the console, we want to look at the elements. If you see here, if you keep your eyes here, can you guys see that? Oh yeah, I have to remove myself as the camera, my face. Okay, I've moved my face. Cool. if I make this 0000, then you'll see the difference. Right. And they also give us options, of course, chartreuse and whatnot. I will simply write #FFFF. That should do it. No change. Oh, that's the font color, right? Whatever font we write is now white. I simply write 000. I think, nope, that must be for something else then. Maybe we can change the background 20, 21, 24. Instead, let's make this pitch black. Oh, I can see the change immediately. Look at that. Look at that. That's completely black. There's quite a difference, isn't it? Isn't there? You can see this thing has now become a separate entity. If I refresh the page, you'll see. Yeah, very cool. So that's, Google for you. I mean, design for you. It's not completely black, it's not completely white. Even this, if you keep your eyes here. If you look at this div class container, the color is 333, the background color is FFFF. Yeah, so the background color might be that, but the text color is not exactly black, not complete black, it's #333. Technology, my friends, technology. Right, done. और क्या है, बटन डिफॉल्ट, हाँ नहीं बटन डिफॉल्ट देना था इसको, ये कहाँ गया, ये wait, button class, button and button default, right? So now we have button default. When you click on it, there's also a blue border after clicking on it. So it's amazing. So that behavior is seen with YouTube and all different websites now. If we go to YouTube, if I click on this, for example, maybe we can't see it, but yeah. Anyway, that's amazing stuff. Right, now create a block element with create a block element bootstrap button. Normally your button elements with the button and button default classes are only as wide as the text that they contain. Yep. For example, button with class submit, this would only be as wide as the word submit, like this. This button is just there for fun, really. You can keep clicking on it as long as you want. Then by making them block elements with the additional class of button block, your button will stretch to fill your page's entire horizontal space, and any elements following it will flow into a new line below the block. So it makes that right. So you turn this into a block with this class noise, right? This button would take up 100% of the available width, like this button submit, like this run the tests, submit, reset this, and so on and so forth. Note that these buttons still need the btn class. So this is of course the prerequisite. After that we can do this. Add bootstrap's button block class to your bootstrap button. I did not expect this to be this easy, or maybe this fast. That's it, done. 16% complete. Bapare, this is the fastest I've ever been. Right, taste the bootstrap button color rainbow. Now we're going to taste the rainbow, so to speak. The button primary class is the main color you'll use in your app. It is useful for highlighting actions you want your user to take. Replace bootstrap's button default class with button primary. So default will now be primary. So we're not going to work with default, right? Note that this button will still need the btn and btn block classes. We will note that in our minds. So now that looks like that. So the primary color must be blue then, right? Done. Way cool. Is that it? I don't believe it. Wow. Right. Cool. Call out optional actions with button info. Bootstrap comes with several predefined colors for buttons. Nice. The button info class is used to call attention to optional actions that the user can take. Interesting. So user defined classes. Nice. Create a new block level bootstrap button below your like button with the text info and add bootstrap's button info class to it. Note that these buttons still need the button and button block classes. Yes, they do. Right. Info banana है ठीक है. Let's copy the U. Right below it exactly. Now we give it, instead of primary we make this info, I think. Wait, block level bootstrap. So yes, below your like button. So this will become info. Instead of primary, I think we have to write info, right? Yep. And this thing changed its color. Maybe info has been decided to. People must have decided that info should get that color. Let's see whether we are done. It looks like we are. Wow, so fun. I mean, it is fun. You can see the like and the info button stay as wide as the screen. Their width does not change. That resized itself, but it's better anyway. Right. Warn your users of a dangerous action with button-danger. Right. Bootstrap comes with several predefined colors for buttons. Nice. The button danger class is the button color you'll use to notify users that the button performs a destructive action, such as deleting a cat photo. Right. तुम delete करोगे तो बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. Are you sure you want to delete something? Are you sure you want to exit? Are you sure? Yeah, something like that probably. Create a button with the text delete and give it a class button danger. Nice. So it won't be button info, now it will be button danger. Danger will have its own color, I think. Yup, just like we thought. Done. और क्या है? हमें delete लिखना पड़ेगा. This can't be info. DLE. Right. Done. Press explicit complete. Keep calm and code on. Yeah. Right. Cool. और क्या? अब बाप रे, तो आज ही ख़त्म कर देंगे. 30% अभी तो थोड़ी देर में ख़त्म हो जाएगा. It's not even an hour. It has not been an hour. More than an hour, really. Right. Back to you. Oh, we have 3 viewers joining us today. Thank you all the 3 viewers for watching this live video. I appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. Right. Use the bootstrap grid to put elements side by side. So far we learned button, then text center. We added a class called text center and the text moved to the center. So instead of writing it in CSS, we did nothing with the CSS yet. We've done nothing to the CSS yet. Right. So Bootstrap uses a responsive 12 column grid system, 12 column का system, which makes it easy to put elements into rows and specify each element's relative width. Most of Bootstrap's classes can be applied to a div element. Bootstrap has different column width attributes that it uses depending on how wide the user's screen is. For example, phones have narrow screens and laptops have wider screens. Yeah, all facts. Take for example Bootstrap's column hyphen MD hyphen asterisk. Right. We'll take that for example, why not? Right. Here MD means medium and asterisk is a number specifying how many columns wide the element should be. In this case, the column width of an element on a medium-sized screen such as laptop is being specified. Acha. Right. In this case, the column width, right? Yeah, you can see here this is for a laptop. Maybe for a phone it would be different. We can find out actually what it would look like on a phone. I'm going to save this code. Right, Command Alt I, and let's open it in a phone. Instead of responsive, maybe I can open iPhone SE. Not iPhone SE, maybe Samsung Galaxy S8, right? So, and I'll zoom out. So this is what it would look like on a phone. This is what their website would look like on a phone. You can see that's responsive. When the website ends, it allows you to drag, but you don't see anything. Then you can click on code to edit the code here in the editor, in their editor, in the console. It will the console will tell you the output, and the preview will show you your website. So you can do this with your phone too, literally with your phone, and this is what it would look like in your phone. And of course all of these styles are applied. Look at that, just look at that. It's all one page. This one page holds all of it. Wow. So that's the power of technology. Very cool, right? So Bootstrap uses a responsive 12-column grid, which makes it easy to put elements into rows and specify each element's relative width can be applied to a div element. We were here. In the cat photo app that we are building, we'll use column XS. So if MD means medium, XS must mean extra small. Yep, exactly. It means extra small for like an extra small mobile phone screen. Maybe Symbian phones. I think Symbian phones were Nokia, Symbian OS, Symbian operating system, the operating system for mobile phones, and computing platform designed for smartphones. Symbian, right? Nokia had that, right? Nokia phones had them, right? And asterisk is the number of columns specifying how many columns wide the element should be. Put the like, info and delete buttons side by side by nesting all three of them within one div class row element, then each of them within a div class column access 4 element, extra small 4, right? Each of them, and all three will be inside will become a row. Basically we're making them a row, we're turning them into a row. So now they're a row. Now we're going to put them in the same line with this, each of them within this element, right? Paste. So now they're in the same line. Done. 129% complete. You know what, guys? It seems this is too easy. I'm going to take a short break. I am definitely confident that we will finish this pretty soon, actually. So with that in mind, I'm going to take a short break, and I will be right back with you in the next live video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next live video. Yeah, thank you.